Hi, Rod from Fleet News Group again, and welcome to part 2 in us looking at the i30. Today I have the i30N 2025 model. We'll be looking at today's car and seeing what's new about the new model, what extra features and benefits are there, what's it like to drive, all that and more in today's video. And remember, if you like these videos, don't forget to hit that like button down there, as well as the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be kept up to date with everything we're doing here at the Fleet News Group. Go on, give that like button that little bit of a tickle, and keep watching to learn about the i30N 2025 model. Well, what's new about the 2025 i30N? For a start, there's a new grille at the front here and new bumper inserts as well. Down the far side, on the other side of the car there, you'll notice you can see a new side skirt there, complete with a red highlight and accent piece with the N logo right at the end there near the rear wheel. It also has new matte grey finish on the wheels. Always were an attractive design, they're now in a matte grey finish as well. More importantly, the i30N now joins the rest of the Hyundai family and the Genesis range with connected services. It links via the BlueLink system up to an app on your phone, and then you can control the car and see where it is through the app. Plus, if you do happen to be involved in an accident, it will detect that and report the accident to the services, the authorities, etc., to let them know where you are. There's also inside an SOS button up in near the sunglasses case up in the roof, and that is if you need the authorities, there's an emergency and you need to push the button to get them to come and see you there. There's also a new 10.25 inch digital instrument cluster inside, as well as it now having rain sensing wipers, which I don't think we'll really need today, but it's good to know they're there. Well, what's under the bonnet? It's the same motor as before. You can be very thankful that I love this motor. It's explosive in the way it delivers its power. It just absolutely leaps away off the line when you want it to. Very responsive. It's a great fun motor to drive. 4-cylinder, 2-litre, 16-valve, double OV cam, turbocharged motor. It's good for 206 kilowatts of power and 392 newton meters of torque. This one has a 6-speed manual transmission, and the fuel economy is listed for this car on the combined cycle at 8.5 litres per 100 k's. I've been driving around all over the place, country driving, freeway driving, urban, good mix over the last week or so, and the best I've seen on the car is 6.7 litres per 100 k's. So that's pretty good. You do need to consider though, but the fuel this motor needs is 95 premium unleaded fuel at a minimum 95 RON rating. That is the basic requirement. You can put 98 in it if you want, no problems there, but 95 premium is the minimum. And it's got a 50-litre tank. Great motor to drive, puts a smile on your dial all the time. Well, what's it like to drive the i30N? It's a great car.
If you're not smiling driving this, there must be something wrong with you. It is so much fun. And today I've taken it up to Australia's most famous racetrack to go around and see what it's like to drive. Just coming through McPhillamy there, coming down to Skyline now. And it's a public road, so you've got to obey the speed limit, which is 60k an hour. But it's still, even at this speed, so much fun. Just dropping down through the S's here. I think I'll avoid what some of the race drivers did during the race a few weeks ago. And you can hear those lovely sounds out the back because it's in N mode at the moment. And it's so hard to actually keep it at the speed limit, to be honest. It just wants to run away. But this car, super nice to drive. Corners, obviously like it's on rails. But if the N mode gets too much for you, 2 clicks of the blue button on the left here, and it goes back to being like an ordinary i30 hatch. Smooth and comfortable. The ride in N mode, obviously with the electric dampers that are in this car, is very stiff, and decidedly so. That's what it's there for, to stiffen it up, to make it handle and perform. And you know that going into this deal. But you can soften it off, especially if you're driving highway stuff. I've been doing a lot of long distance this week, country highways and the like, and you just take it out of N mode. It's just isn't needed sometimes, just cruise along at highway speeds. But it is just so much fun when you do find your favourite bit of twisty road or a racetrack to take it out to. Very, very good. Speaking of being on a track, what about the warranty? Well, Hyundai's N series cars, i20N, i30N, Kona N, even the Ioniq N, are covered for track day use under Hyundai's 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. It's basically a great idea because if you want, these cars are made to go out in the track. I'm on one at the moment, obeying the speed limit too. But we are doing a track day event at a racetrack. You can take this along, drive it there, see how good the car is, experience what it can actually do, and not void your warranty. I think it's a great idea. And let's face it, we'd all like to explore the possibilities of what this car can do. Very nice. Love that sound out the back. Who'd complain about that? Not me. Could you live with this car every day? Absolutely. Is the fleet manager going to say, yes, let's put it on the fleet for you as a company car? No, that's not going to happen. But if you have option of a novated lease program as part of your salary package, could be the cheapest way to get you into one of these cars. Enjoy it every day and take it out on the track on the weekends. How much fun is that going to be? Very nice indeed. I love driving this car. I said before, if you ain't smiling, there must be something wrong with you.
Well, here I am in the driver's seat of the i30N. Premium with sunroof. Hey, how cool is that? It's very nice in this vehicle. It's got leather steering wheel, leather touches on the gear knob, leather on the console here. It's not too hard on the doors. It's got the leather covering there. It's a little bit firmer, but when you get up here, it's a bit hard and plasticky on the dashboard and the console, and a few other touch surfaces there are a bit harder. Very nice driving position, excellent. Nice short throw on the clutch the way I've got it seated there. Comfortable, can really motor along here in comfort over long distance, or if you're on your favourite bit of twisty road. New 10.25 inch display, digital for the instruments is here as well as the 10.25 inch infotainment screen. Volume knob, very good there, just the radio for that. Or you can use the switches on the steering wheel, cruise control and all its functions are over on this side. Note it's not actually an active cruise control system, it's a passive one, so you do catch the car in front, which I tend to prefer actually, because then I just knock the indicator on, check my mirror, make sure I can pass with ease and just stay at the same speed rather than just slowing down behind the car in front. Knobs for the temperature control, dual zone climate there, so you can adjust either up and down just by twisting the knob, feeling for it and then keeping your eyes on the road where they belong. Buttons for the fan, ventilation control. Down here, I don't know if you can see it, but it does have a wireless charging mat, and I do have my phone plugged into the USB port, only because I can keep it in the case and it doesn't slide around. Being the premium, there's seat heaters in both front seats. There's also a steering wheel heater, and buttons down here, you can change the cameras, put it on there, take the traction control off, and also play with the parking sensors. The coffee cup test. Well, I've got a coffee cup, so I've just got a bottle of water here, fits nicely in the door, and as you can see, the bottle of water or your coffee cup is going to fit nicely in there as well. There's a little console in here, put some stuff away in there, and it's easy to get into. Glove box of course over here, easy, nice space, but it is very nice here. Good driving position, feels really good driving this car. Well, here I am now in the rear seat. i30 has always been pretty good for space in the back. Looking up here, my head's not touching the roof, it's not far away, especially if I lean back, but even the sunroof doesn't impede on it here too badly. Nice little grab rails, light switches to turn on, coat hooks, all that sort of stuff in here. In terms of space, as I just talked about my headroom there, I've got a fair bit of knee space, and the seat is in my standard driving position at this point. Under the seat, yeah, toe room's not that good, but it's livable, but I've got plenty of foot room there, and the toes don't have to go under the front seat if I don't want them to. Power windows, always good. Keeps it all going there. Little armrest here. Down there, there's no vent in the rear seat passengers getting any air vents here, but there is two USB ports down there, USB-Cs. I'll put up a photo of that up there for you as well. But the armrest, cup holders, there's room for stuff in the door, stuff like that, all very good. And if you don't want this thing, it just folds up out of the way easy. It's not bad. Short trips, even longer ones, I'd be fine back here. Well, what's in the boot of the i30N? I hear you ask. Is it a glue kit? Full size spare? No, it's the middle ground. There's a temporary spare in there. A 125/70 R18 temporary spare tyre. A real tyre to get you where you need to go should you suffer the indignity of a flat. But in the back here, 381 litres of space. If you've been off to, the shops, you know where you go, bought too much, need a bit more room, then just go around and you can fold the back seats down. Both of them come down obviously, but it's a 60-40 split, and when you have both seats folded down, it's 1287 litres of space. There's a little 12-volt outlet here as well. I'll put you a picture there about that. Little plastic bag hooks on either side for shopping bags or takeaway bags, whichever you want to put in there. And one thing that's unique in the i30 range to the i30N, you can see in there the strut brace between the rear suspension to keep it nice and firm. That's what makes it an i30N. Well, what's the ownership experience like with the i30N? Like all Hyundais in the retail space, it's a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty. If you were to use this as an Uber, don't know why you would, but if you were, the warranty would be 5 years or 130,000 Ks. Service intervals. every 12 months or 10,000 Ks for this car. There's a greater service requirement on this versus some of the other Hyundai models, but service intervals for the i30N, 10,000 Ks or 12 months, whichever occurs first. Hyundai does offer pre-purchase service packs available when you buy the car for 3, 4 or 5 years. Talk to the dealer about that one for what you might have for pre-purchase servicing options. Also, when you buy the car, 12 months complimentary premium roadside assist, and every time you have the car serviced at your Hyundai dealer, that complimentary premium roadside assist is extended for a further 12 months. Pretty good. But what's it going to cost you? That's the big question, isn't it? Well, we saw in part 1 the pricing of the N line's gone up. This one's not so bad, but the entry level price, it has risen a little bit up with the 2025 model. Entry level Hyundai i30N now starts at $54,692 drive away here in New South Wales. This here is the N-Line Premium, complete with sunroof. It starts at $60,457 drive away. Hyundai very kindly put in some nice N floor mats in there. They're an extra $192. So as you see it right here, right now, $60,649 drive away in New South Wales. But what about the colour? Well, most of the colours, the light performance blue, this one, the grey, are included. There's no additional charge for the colours. But there's a few of the colours like the shadow grey and the red. It's a $595 option for those colours on these cars. That would then, if you took, hey, say had a red one, the red ones go faster, don't they? That would take the total drive away price to $61,244 drive away here in New South Wales. A lot of money for an i30N, but it's an i30N. It's not just your old standard i30. It's an i30N. It is, in my mind, one of the best hot hatches going around. It's just so much fun, this car. Jekyll and Hyde. You put the N mode on, it's really cool. Lots of fun. And if you're not smiling, hey, what's wrong with you? This car's a lot of fun. That's the price of it, and that's the ownership experience. Well, obviously you're considering an i30N for your next car if you're watching this video, but what other cars are out there that you might consider if you're looking for a hot hatch type vehicle? I can think off the top of my head, 2 all-wheel drive competitors and 1 front-wheel drive competitor. Let's start with the front-wheel drive first. That's the Honda Civic Type R. Comes in a manual transmission. The power is up more on this car at 235 kilowatts and 420 newton meters of torque, and the price for that car, it's a bit steeper than this one, it's $72,600 drive away. Next would be the Golf R, which is an all-wheel drive. Only comes in a 7-speed DCT transmission, 235 kilowatts again, but 400 newton meters of torque. So it's down a little bit in the torque compared to the Honda, but still up on this car. And that one starts at $70,590 plus on-road costs. So there's going to be extra costs there. You could be looking another $5,000–6,000 maybe on top of that to get it on the road. And the other one to consider is the Corolla GR. All-wheel drive, manual transmission. It's a bit dearer than this one at $64,190 plus on-road costs, and the power is up to 221 kilowatts over the 206 in this one, and 370 newton meters of torque, which is a little bit down on this one. That's a 3-cylinder turbo. This one's a 4-cylinder turbo. So there's some of the competitors out there that you might be looking into when thinking about this car, the i30N. Well, how's that conversation with the fleet manager going to go? Sir, ma'am, I'd really like an i30N on the fleet. Of course we should have it. No, it's not going to happen. They'll take one look at the car, the price, not going to happen. But the good news is, if your salary package has the option for a novated lease, that's probably going to be the cheapest way for you to get yourself into one of these cars. And you, and the fleet manager for that matter, should go to our website, fleetnewsgroup.com.au, and download your free copy of our car leasing guide. It's got all the scoops on novated leasing, operating leases, all that sort of information, but everything to do with car leasing is here in our car leasing guide. Go to fleetnewsgroup.com.au and download your free copy today. Well, to say I've enjoyed my time driving the i30N this week would be an absolute massive understatement. This car, I just laugh and smile every time I drive one. N mode, party time, sexy sounds happening out the back. The way it drives, handles, corners, stops, tick, tick, tick. It's just ticking all the boxes. In my mind, it is the very antithesis of a hot hatch. That said, this is part 2 of a 2-part series, as you know. Which would you pick? The cheaper i30N line, or stretch out a bit harder with the coin to go after an i30N? I know which I would. You're looking at it right here. That's my opinion, but let us know what you think. Tell us your thoughts. Or perhaps you might prefer one of the competitors I mentioned earlier, the Golf R, Civic Type R, or even the GR Corolla. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. But for me, I'd pick this one. It's just so much fun. In any case, thank you very much for watching this 2-part series. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you do, just remember, hit that like button down there. Give us a thumbs up, give us a comment, and most importantly, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you can be kept up to date with everything we're doing here at the Fleet News Group. I'm Rod. Again, thank you very much for watching, and you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.